This Roosevelt dime might be sitting in your change jar right now, and most people have no idea what they're actually holding. Welcome back, and today we're top 5 diving into one of the most historically unique dimes ever struck by the United States Mint. A coin born during one of America's most turbulent years, carrying a secret that Congress itself put there, and hiding details that could make certain preserved examples worth far more than 10 cents to the right collector. Stay with us, because this one is going to change the way you look at your loose change. Forever coin number 1. Have you ever dropped a dime into a coin jar without giving it a second thought? Most people do it every single day. 10 cents isn't enough to buy much anymore, so it barely earns a glance before disappearing into a pocket, a purse, or the bottom of a forgotten drawer. But what if one of those ordinary-looking dimes carried a story stretching back nearly half a century? What if a single 1977 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark could be worth far more than its face value simply because of one tiny detail that almost nobody notices? It sounds impossible, but collectors know better. They understand that history, condition, rare mint errors, and extraordinary preservation can transform an everyday coin into a prize worth chasing. Today we're uncovering the fascinating story behind the 1977 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime, a coin that millions of Americans have handled but very few have truly examined. By the end of this video, you'll understand why experienced collectors still search bank rolls, pocket change, inherited collections, and forgotten piggy banks looking for this seemingly ordinary coin. And trust me, you'll want to inspect every 1977 dime you own before spending another one. The 1977 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, Philadelphia dimes normally carried no mint mark, making the absence of a mint mark completely normal for business strikes. Millions entered circulation during a time when the United States economy was recovering from inflation, and Americans relied heavily on coins for everyday purchases. These dimes passed through vending machines, grocery stores, gas stations, and countless cash registers, accumulating wear with every transaction. Few people imagined they would one day become collectible. But here's where things get interesting. Although the 1977 Philadelphia dime is a common date, truly exceptional examples are surprisingly difficult to find. Most circulated heavily, leaving only a small percentage with sharp strikes, original mint luster, and minimal contact marks. Those are the coins that attract serious collector attention today. The obverse features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left, designed by John R. Sinek. Above the portrait appears Liberty, while In God We Trust is positioned to the lower left. The date, 1977, appears on the right. Because this coin was struck in Philadelphia, there is no mint mark beside the date. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the reverse displaying a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America, 1 dime, and EPLUBUSUNUM. Even after decades, this classic design remains one of the most recognizable in American coinage. The coin weighs approximately 2.27 grams, measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, and is composed of an outer copper-nickel clad layer bonded to a pure copper core. Most people never notice this, but if you examine the edge carefully, you'll see the distinctive copper-colored stripe that identifies a standard clad dime. If you ever discover a genuine 1977 dime that lacks this copper edge and instead appears entirely silver-colored while also weighing differently, it deserves immediate professional evaluation because it could represent a rare wrong planchet mint error. Collectors also search for valuable mint errors on 1977 dimes. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, struck-through errors, and dramatic misalignments can all command substantial premiums. Some double-die varieties have also been studied by specialists, though most require magnification to identify accurately. This tiny detail could change everything, because an authentic mint error can be worth many times more than a normal example. Condition is equally important. A heavily circulated 1977 dime is generally worth only face value, but uncirculated coins with blazing original luster and strong strike quality often sell for significantly more. Coins certified in the highest mint state grades, especially those with exceptional eye appeal or full bands designation, have realized hundreds and occasionally well over $1,000 at auction. What happened next shocked collectors when elite registry set competitors began paying substantial premiums for the finest certified examples, proving that even common-date coins can become remarkably valuable when preserved perfectly. Counterfeits and altered coins also deserve attention. Some individuals artificially polish, plate, or modify ordinary coins in an attempt to imitate rare pieces. Never clean a coin, since cleaning almost always reduces collector value. If your 1977 dime appears unusual because of its weight, color, strike, or missing clad edge, have it authenticated by a respected grading service rather than attempting to restore or alter it yourself. The value may leave you speechless when you realize that two dimes with the same date can have dramatically different values simply because one survived in nearly perfect condition while the other circulated for decades. That's exactly why collectors continue searching through old jars of change, inherited collections, and unopened bankrolls. They know remarkable discoveries still happen. So before you spend another dime, take a closer look. Check the date. Examine the edge. Look for unusual errors, strong strike details, and original mint luster. The next valuable coin might already be sitting in your collection, waiting for someone observant enough to recognize it. And in our next episode, we'll reveal another seemingly ordinary U.S. coin whose hidden varieties and astonishing auction prices continue to surprise collectors around the world. Next up. Now the mystery deepens. At first glance, a 1967 Roosevelt dime may look exactly like millions of others that have passed through countless hands over the decades. Most people never notice this. They see a small dime with no mint mark and assume it is worth only 10 cents. But here's where things get interesting. While the overwhelming majority of 1967 dimes are common circulation coins, a tiny number escaped the mint with dramatic errors that transformed ordinary pocket change into treasures pursued by serious collectors. These are the coins that appear unexpectedly in inherited collections, forgotten coin albums, old bank rolls, and dusty jars sitting on garage shelves. What happened next shocked collectors, because some of these mistakes were so unusual that they instantly became headline-worthy discoveries. One of the most desirable possibilities is the double die variety. During the creation of a working die, even the slightest misalignment could leave parts of the design doubled. On genuine doubled dies, collectors carefully inspect the date, the word liberty, the motto in God We Trust, and portions of the reverse lettering. Strong examples display clear separation rather than simple machine doubling. This tiny detail could change everything because authentic doubled dies are significantly scarcer than ordinary coins and command strong premiums, especially in high grades. Another exciting category is the off-center strike. Imagine a blank planchet entering the coining press slightly out of position. Instead of receiving a perfectly centered image, part of the design is missing while a crescent-shaped blank area remains visible. The more dramatic the off-center strike, provided the date is still readable, the more desirable the coin often becomes. Collectors appreciate these dramatic mint mistakes because every example is unique. Broad-struck dimes provide another fascinating story. These coins were struck outside the retaining collar that normally gives a coin its finished diameter and raised rim. As a result, the dime appears wider than normal, lacks its standard edge shape, and often displays stretched design elements. Most people never notice this because they have never compared a broad-struck coin with a normal example side by side. Yet experienced collectors immediately recognize the unusual appearance. Clipped planchet errors are equally captivating. Before a coin is struck, blank planchets are punched from large sheets of metal. Occasionally, the punches overlap, leaving a curved section missing from the blank. After striking, the finished coin retains that missing crescent. Genuine clips also display specific characteristics, including metal flow near the clipped area, making them difficult for counterfeiters to imitate accurately. Perhaps the most dramatic possibility involves a wrong planchet error. Although extraordinarily rare, a small number of coins have been discovered struck on planchets intended for different denominations or even different compositions. Because regular 1967 dimes were made from copper-nickel clad, a genuine example struck on a leftover 90% silver dime planchet would be an exceptional mint era. Such a coin would require professional authentication and would attract intense attention from advanced collectors. The value may leave you speechless because authenticated wrong planchet errors have sold for thousands and, in remarkable cases, tens of thousands of dollars. Strike-through errors add another layer of excitement. During production, grease, cloth fibers, wire fragments, or other foreign material occasionally became trapped between the die and the planchet. The result is an unusual missing or distorted section of the design that tells the story of a split-second event inside the mint. Every strike-through error is different, giving each coin its own unique identity. Die cracks and retained die breaks also capture collector interest. As dies aged through millions of strikes, tiny fractures sometimes developed. These cracks transferred raised lines onto the finished coin. If the damage became more severe, larger retained die breaks could create bold raised features that are instantly recognizable. While minor cracks are common, dramatic examples are far scarcer and considerably more desirable. Knowing these errors is only half the journey. The next challenge is identifying whether your own 1967 dime deserves a closer look. Begin by confirming the date reads 1967 and remember that the absence of a mint mark is normal for this year. Examine the coin under strong lighting with at least a 5x or 10x magnifier. Look carefully for doubling in the lettering and date. Inspect both sides for unusual raised lines or missing design elements, and compare the coin with a normal example whenever possible. Next, check the coin's weight using a precise digital scale. A normal 1967 clad Roosevelt dime weighs approximately 2.27 grams. A significantly different weight may indicate a wrong planchet error, excessive damage, or another unusual characteristic. Measure the diameter, which should be about 17.9 millimeters, and inspect the reeded edge for abnormalities. If the edge appears entirely copper-colored, that is typical for a clad dime. If it appears solid silver without any copper stripe, it deserves closer examination because it could indicate a rare error or simply a plated or altered coin. Condition is another critical factor. Even without an error, sharply struck mint state examples with minimal contact marks and strong original luster command much greater premiums than worn coins. Collectors also seek examples with exceptionally sharp horizontal bands across the torch on the reverse, known as the full bands designation. These coins are much scarcer in top grades and often bring significantly higher prices than ordinary mint state examples. Finally, remain cautious. Counterfeiters and altered coins exist throughout the hobby. Some individuals plate ordinary clad dimes to imitate silver, while others artificially create damage that resembles mint errors. Professional authentication by respected grading services is essential before assuming a coin is genuinely rare. That simple step protects collectors and often unlocks the true market value of an authentic discovery. By now you can see why so many collectors continue searching through old change, inherited collections, forgotten piggy banks, and unopened bank rolls. Most coins will be ordinary, but every so often an authentic mint era emerges and reminds everyone that remarkable discoveries are still possible. And in the next section, we'll reveal the auction records, the collector demand, and the astonishing prices that some of these rare 1967 Roosevelt dimes have achieved. Next up. The moment every collector waits for has finally arrived. After learning the history, studying the design, and understanding the rare errors that can transform an ordinary-looking coin into an extraordinary discovery, there's one question left. What are these coins actually worth? But here's where things get interesting. The answer depends on a combination of rarity, condition, eye appeal, and whether the coin possesses a genuine mint era. A typical circulated 1979 D Roosevelt dime is still worth only its face value, but that story changes dramatically when a coin survives in exceptional mint state condition or displays an authenticated minting mistake. Over the years, certified high-grade examples have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars, while spectacular error coins have brought substantially higher prices because collectors compete fiercely for the finest and rarest known pieces. What happened next shocked collectors whenever one of these exceptional dimes crossed the auction block, proving once again that rarity, not age alone, determines value. Auction houses have repeatedly demonstrated that condition is everything. A brilliant, sharply struck 1979 D dime with blazing original luster, minimal contact marks, and the coveted full bands designation can command impressive premiums compared with ordinary examples. Coins graded at the very highest mint state levels have realized prices well into the hundreds of dollars, and some elite certified examples have crossed the $1,000 mark when collector demand was especially strong. Authenticated mint-era coins, including dramatic off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or major doubled dies, have achieved even stronger results. The value may leave you speechless, because collectors understand that these extraordinary pieces may never appear again for years, making each opportunity to acquire one intensely competitive. Collector demand continues to grow because assembling a top-ranked Roosevelt Dime registry set is far more challenging than many people realize. While millions of 1979 D-dimes were struck, very few survive in pristine condition with exceptional strike quality. Registry collectors carefully examine every detail, searching for flawless surfaces, vibrant mint luster, crisp torch bands, and original eye appeal. This tiny detail could change everything, because even a single grade difference can mean the difference between a coin worth only a few dollars and one worth hundreds or more. Competition among advanced collectors keeps premium examples in constant demand, and when an outstanding coin reaches the marketplace, bidding can become surprisingly intense. Most people never notice this, but some of the most valuable discoveries begin with careful observation rather than luck alone. Experienced collectors inspect the edge for unusual color, verify the weight with a precise digital scale, study the lettering under magnification, and compare every suspicious coin with certified examples. They know that an unusual appearance may indicate a genuine mint error or simply post-mint damage. That is why professional authentication is so important. Reputable grading services can confirm whether a coin is a true mint product, identify significant varieties, and assign an accurate grade that helps establish its market value. Another hidden detail many people overlook is the importance of original surfaces. Cleaning, polishing, or chemically treating a coin almost always reduces its collector value, even if the coin is genuinely rare. A naturally toned coin with untouched surfaces is generally far more desirable than one that has been altered to appear brighter. Counterfeiters also attempt to plate ordinary clad dimes with silver-colored coatings or modify damaged coins to imitate valuable errors. The safest approach is to leave a potentially valuable coin exactly as it was found and seek expert authentication before attempting any cleaning or restoration. And now, the moment of truth. The highest values associated with the 1979 D. Roosevelt dime belong not to ordinary circulation coins, but to exceptional certified examples and authenticated major mint errors. A top population full-band specimen can sell for well over $1,000 under favorable market conditions, while extraordinary wrong planchet or other dramatic mint errors have the potential to realize several $1,000s or more when authenticated and offered through major auction firms. These remarkable sales remind collectors that the biggest rewards often come from the rarest combinations of preservation, striking quality, and genuine mint mistakes. So before you spend another dime without looking at it, take a closer look. Search your pocket change, your old coin jars, inherited collections, forgotten dresser drawers, piggy banks, and unopened bank rolls. The next extraordinary discovery may already be sitting in your home, waiting for someone curious enough to notice what everyone else has overlooked. Every great coin collection begins with a single careful examination, and yours could begin today. But don't put those coins away just yet. The next coin in our journey has a story even more surprising than this one, featuring another remarkable piece of American history with hidden varieties, fascinating errors, and auction prices that continue to amaze collectors around the world. You won't want to miss what comes next. Have you ever emptied your pocket at the end of a long day, tossed a handful of coins onto the table, and never gave them another thought. Imagine discovering that one of those tiny dimes, one you almost spent on a vending machine or dropped into a tip jar, could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even far more because of a tiny detail that almost nobody notices. It sounds impossible, but remarkable coin discoveries happen every year, and they often begin with ordinary people taking just a few extra seconds to examine their change. Most people never notice this, yet collectors know that the smallest differences can separate an everyday coin from an extraordinary treasure. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating modern Roosevelt Dimes, a 2011 Philadelphia issue that has sparked excitement whenever exceptional examples or genuine mint errors appear. But here's where things get interesting. While millions of these dimes were produced, only a tiny fraction possess the characteristics that serious collectors are willing to pay impressive premiums to own. This tiny detail could change everything, especially if you have old coin jars, inherited collections, unopened bank rolls, or loose change hiding in your home. Before this story ends, you'll know exactly what to look for, why collectors continue searching for these coins, and why one seemingly ordinary dime could become the most exciting discovery in your collection. The Roosevelt dime has honored President Franklin D. Roosevelt since 1946, commemorating both his leadership during one of America's most difficult eras and his support of the fight against polio through the March of Dimes campaign. By 2011, the design had become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Although millions of 2011 dimes entered circulation, collectors continue to pursue the finest examples because modern coins in exceptional condition are much scarcer than many people realize. Every year countless coins are scratched, nicked, or worn almost immediately after leaving the mint, leaving only a limited number capable of earning the highest certification grades decades later. The obverse features Roosevelt's left-facing portrait with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 2011. Philadelphia circulation strikes from this year have no mint mark, which surprises many new collectors who expect to find a P. The reverse displays the familiar torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. Around the outer edge appear the inscriptions United States of America, 1 dime, and EPLUOBUS UNUM. Although the design seems simple, advanced collectors inspect every tiny line of the torch, every letter, and every reed on the edge in search of exceptional strike quality. The regular 2011 Roosevelt dime was struck on a copper-nickel-clad planchet with a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 2.268 grams, measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, has a reeded edge, and consists of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a copper core. These specifications may seem ordinary, but they become incredibly important when identifying genuine mint errors. A coin with an incorrect weight, unusual metal appearance, or abnormal dimensions may deserve much closer examination because it could represent a rare production mistake rather than an ordinary circulation strike. And that is exactly where our story takes an exciting turn, because in the next section we'll uncover the rare errors, hidden varieties, and extraordinary mint mistakes that transform an ordinary-looking 2011 Roosevelt dime into a coin collector's dream of finding.